What's going on, y'all? It is Kai Pizzle. Yesterday I wanted to be ecstatic. I wanted to be thrilled. I wanted to be really happy because I watched the Arizona Cardinals beat the Dallas Cowboys. I wanted to laugh my ass off at Mr. 203-year-old house Mark Holmes himself. But I had to remind myself something, that although that is an embarrassing loss for the Dallas Cowboys, my New York Giants haven't been world beaters to start the season. And, once again, the New York Giants take away some of my happiness that I want to have. I had to humble myself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of you had to do the same thing. And hopefully tonight we watch the Tampa Bay Bucks beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and that will continue to take some of the pain that I feel about the Giants away. But I listen to so many people talk about the Giants from every aspect. Our society, Pizzle's going to talk to you a little bit about life. Our society doesn't ever want to hear from the other side. If you have a way of thinking, you only want to hear people that have similar views as you. You never want to hear the other side. And that's one of the biggest problems we have in our society, is that people will not listen to the other side. They just want to butt heads, and they don't ever want to have an open dialogue, right? That's how you fix things. That's how you understand one another, is by having an open dialogue with something. That's so. Communication is so important. And I, during this time, have listened to people who make Giants content both here on YouTube and on Twitter. I've listened to these people that I just wholeheartedly disagree with. Just think that they are beyond stupid, right? And some of these cats are young. And I sometimes give grace to those guys. If you're maybe 25 or younger, maybe 23 or younger, you're, from the moment of when you've been 10 years old until now, there's a Super Bowl in there. If you were, I guess if you're 25, you're 10, maybe you got to really experience 07, 08. But so there, you might say there's two Super Bowls there. There's some success there, but there's also a lot of losing, and there's a lot of frustration. So a lot of you young cats in your early 20s, I kind of give you guys a pass. I get the frustration. And this is honestly why I feel it's important to continue to be on YouTube. Not because I want you guys' money, which you're more than welcome to send me a tip or donation at the top of the comment screen. Feel free to do that. I never ask you to like, comment, or subscribe to the videos. If you feel the need to do so, please do so. It helps out tremendously. It makes me happy, and it whatever, okay? But I never require you to do that. A lot of people on this site, at the end of the day, that's what the main goal here is, right? To get the likes, to get the clicks, to get the money. I get all that. But I remain on YouTube because I want to remind the young generation, and I get made fun of, you're 40, Pizzle. You're 40. Yeah, which makes me a dangerous man, because I can bang your mom and I can probably bang your sister if she's of age, right? That makes me a dangerous man. There is a certain point where I'm going to get too old to be able to do that, but right now I'm a dangerous man, so watch out. So, with that being said, I remain on YouTube because I feel like I have a sense of Giants pride. I know that there is some good things about the New York Football Giants over the last couple of decades, right? And I also know that it's a blessing. Listen to me. It's a blessing to have a guy like Daniel Jones. And I know that's wild to say, because some people think that that's just crazy that I would say that. But the reality is I've watched a lot of quarterbacks under center for the New York Football Giants, from Phil Simms to Jeff Hostetler, Danny Cannell, Dave Brown, Kent Graham, Jesse Palmer, Kerry Collins, Eli Manning, Geno Smith, the list, Kurt Warner, the list goes on and on and on. I've seen a lot of them. And I believe that the New York Giants are absolutely screwing up Daniel Jones. I 100% believe that. And saying that, I also believe that the New York Giants screwed up the last several years of Eli Manning. And that's something as a fan that I will never, ever be able to forget. See, I loved Eli Manning's career, all 16 years of it. There's some great times, some great memories he gave. To me, he left the Giants a better way than he found them, right? Before he showed up, they had two Super Bowls. When he left, they had 4 Super Bowls, right? So Eli Manning was a huge part in the history of New York Giants football. But when I also think about Eli, I also think about how the franchise screwed him and how much, as a fan, that hurts me to say, right? I wanted to see Eli walk off into the sunset just like Michael Strahan got to do, just like Jerome Bettis got to do for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I wanted to see him at the very top. That's what I wanted to see. Or at least going out in a playoff run, something, right? But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And it's all because of the New York Football Giants. And I watch content creators on this site and on Twitter of all likes throw Eli Manning under the bus, and he didn't deserve it. And I'm sitting here again, right? Years later, right? Years older, years wider, maybe a little more rounder, right? Do the same thing to Daniel Jones, and it's not right. And I've begged, guys, you have no idea how many content creators I've begged. I have pleaded, come to my channel. Please, let's have a debate. Let's talk about this. Let's figure this out. Let's go across the aisle, Kid Blue. Let's go across the aisle, Authentic. Let's go across the aisle. What is that idiot's name? Giants Now by Chat Sports. What the fuck is that? Please, come up. Let's have it. Come to the channel. Marshall Green. Come to the channel. New York Revival. Please, come. Have a discussion. Come. Tell me. Change my mind. Fix me. If I'm an infected, sick Giants fan, oh well, but how about this? How about for the one time, Bad Dog, bring your ass over here. You've had a lot to say. Please, come correct me. Chris the Entertainer, come correct me. Come correct me, okay? Come do it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong that this franchise hasn't now screwed up 2 franchise quarterbacks. You may say Tua is a franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. You may say that. Okay, whether you're right or wrong, how long did it take them to get to Tua from Dan Marino? Took them forever. When's the last time the Commanders had a franchise quarterback? A legit one. Was RG3 a franchise quarterback? Huh? When was the last time the Jets had a franchise quarterback? Huh? Oh, so they went out and got a 39-year-old man. Definitely back 9 of his career. And they brought that man only to make him suffer an Achilles injury on primetime Monday Night Football. 3 plays in. As if to say they never deserve one. There are teams that would kill to have Eli Manning at one time or Daniel Jones on their franchise. We've had both of them, and we've somehow screwed both of them up. That's the facts. Tell me I'm wrong. Please. Please send this to your favorite content creator. Please. Let's have an open dialogue. Let's have an open, legitimate discussion. Because at this rate, when is it ever going to get fixed? When? Maybe It gets fixed when the fan base actually comes together, set aside their differences, stops with the nonsense, builds up them some courage, Eli vibes, drink you a cheap bottle of Thunderbird and get your ass over here. Maybe it comes down to the fact of when fan bases actually get together and have a common goal of saying, hey, let's stop talking about the damn quarterback, because we've been talking about the damn quarterback for over a decade now. That ain't changed nothing, but we haven't, as a fan base, really come together and said, yeah, this is the issue. How about we make legitimate content, real content for once. For once. New York Revival? The hell we want her on the channel for? Let's talk to a Giants fan. Let's figure it out together. Let's put it out there in the universe so that they can see. Huh? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Oh, I'm crazy. Yeah, that's what it is. He's just crazy. Then again, I don't know how many of them have it like that. Does that make me immature? Does that make me a child? What does that make me? Huh? You get to take the green screen down. I don't. This ain't no flashy graphics in this content. There's none of that crap. This is authentic. You hear me? Authentic. It's real. It's real. It's maybe not as good. Maybe not as flashy, but it's real. And that's what really needs to happen, is real discussions, real content. Because real content is actually king. Huh? Where they at? Because I'm right here, and I ain't hard to find.